Good morning, grand rising, everyone. So, today we're going into meditation. So, let's just take that God breath and breathe. My name is Reverend Dr. Renee Hart. I am an independent minister. I'm a licensed practitioner, Center for Spiritual Reverence and Math. So, we're going into meditation this morning. Sit comfortably in your chair. Move your head from side to side. Now relax. Breathe. Knowing that perfect wholeness is yours now. Feel perfect wholeness all around you. As we take this God breath, we breathe. Knowing right where God is, you are centered all around loving light energy. So as we bring your awareness back into the sacred space, the sacred room right where you are, take that God breath and I want you to breathe. Now move your head from side to side, being fully conscious of where you are. Knowing all is well today, all is in divine right order with you in this moment. And we give thanks for this beautiful meditation. Namaste.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. Person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. Together in the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, in every life, in honor of the God in each other, yeah. Now look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, yeah, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. Oh, we come together. Yeah, we come together. In the name of love.
Well, good morning, everyone. And Gilman, thank you so much. It's so nice to see you. Excuse me. It's great to see you in person, and I hope those of you online will join us to see Gilman in person finally. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So my name is Ed Torres. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees, and welcome to the Center of Spiritual Living Redlands. Our theme for this month of May is Holy, Holy Uprising. We are an open, inclusive community that honors all people from every background, all races, sexual orientation, gender expression, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are in your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its inspirational magnificence And our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are here for the first time, please raise your hand so we can at least recognize you. Anyone here? Welcome. Welcome. We appreciate you. And thank you for joining us for service today. And anyone on the Zoom, if you want to unmute yourself, you could just say hi to everyone here that is in the sanctuary so we can just recognize you as well.
Morning, everybody.
Hello, namaste, everyone. Namaste.
Thank you for the beautiful meditation, Renee.
Oh, you're welcome. Namaste.
So welcome, and please enjoy your service. And now here's Gilman with our centering music.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one. Going to Reverend Renee now.
Hello, everyone. We're just going to take this God breath. We're going to breathe. So let's take that breath. 1, 2, 3, and breathe. Take another God breath. Oh, and breathe. So in this moment, what I know in this very moment is that God is all that there is. What I know is that God is perfection in form. God is harmony. God is love. God is peace. So let's just breathe that in, knowing in this very moment that I know that I am one with God. So then I know we are one with the universal spirit that's moving in us and through us and all around us as I speak. So as we take this God breath, we breathe into this truth, knowing that there is no separation between us and God's spirit dwells within us right here, right now. So then perfect wholeness is ours right now. Perfect peace is moving through every cell of our body right here, right now. Perfect wholeness is ours in this very moment. So as we take this breath, we just breathe into the knowingness of this truth. Just take that breath and breathe. Because what we know that there is no separation. Love is ours right now. Love is embedded within our spirit, within our hearts right here, right now. Knowing that we are letting that light shine. So as we take this breath, we just breathe into this light, into this energy of love, knowing that love heals all things. Love heals all things. So as we take this breath and breathe into that love vibration, we're sending this love vibration to each and every one of you today. We send this high vibration of love to the world right here, right now. So as we take this God breath, let's breathe and send the highest vibration of love for the whole world right now. Knowing that all is in divine order, all is well, all is perfect right now within me, within you, right here, right now. This is what I know the truth for you for in this very, very sacred moment. Knowing right where you are, you have this appointment with the Most High God to be fully present, to be alert for this beautiful message today from our Reverend Carrie. So as we open up our hearts, our mind, and our spirit, we are ready and willing to embrace this light called life. And in this truth, I give thanks for harmony. I give thanks for you being online, being present. I give thanks for being fully grounded in this truth. I give thanks for love, for peace, for wholeness, perfect wholeness, right here, right now, and so much more. And so in this truth, I just release my words into the universal law, and I know that it is perfect, and I know it is complete. And if you're in agreement with this prayer, we will say, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Namaste.
Thank you, Renee. That was just beautiful. Our reading this morning comes to us from The Power of an Idea, written by Dr. Holmes in 1965. Well, the book came out in 65. He says, "Let us know that the law of mind, the law of God, operates exactly like a mirror. It reflects back to us, what we present to it. Let us learn to rightly use the power greater than we are, accept it as ever present with us, responding to us, always reacting affirmatively when we do, always casting out the past as we let it, always creating that new future we accept. Let's begin to feel that we are worthy of the best that we can envision. Let us get joy out of living and have a sense of happiness about it. Let us learn to trust and feel that each day is an adventure down the pathway of success."
Hello, I am Edward Fouillon. The suggested theme for May for our study groups and centers is Hello, I am Edward Fouillon. The suggested theme for May for our study groups and centers is Holy, Holy Uprising. Teresa Fieberts in week 1 brings us This Adventure Called Life. Masando Hiraoka in week 2 introduces Revolutionary Love. Charlene Banks in week 3 talks about This Too is God.
Raymond Anderson in week 4. His topic is Say Their Names. And Sonny Cantrell Smith wraps up the month in week 5 with Boldly Living a New Story. So clearly this is an exciting and engaging month ahead of us, focused on matching our most profound truth and highest ideals with our words, thoughts, actions, and aspirations. It's about rising from what we have learned and are continuing to learn in Science of Mind and bringing that into the world. In that regard, it's an adventure. We'll learn that in week 1. It's an adventure because it includes some risk. We're going to take the chance to let our consciousness lead us into a more excellent way of being. I suppose you could say in that regard there is no risk. Nothing to fear, only the divine through us, as us, in us, responding and expressing. So perhaps the adventure for week 1 is to learn how to say yes to life. Yes to life as a whole and holy experience. Week 2 brings love to our attention. Not just any ordinary love, but revolutionary love. The love that changes things. The kind of love that prompts a person to do for others. To mindfully pay attention to the conditions of our world with compassion and caring and then action. And most importantly, inner revolutionary love, the revolutionary love of our own consciousness when it dissolves barriers between us and others. Week 3 invites us to think about and talk about what we don't want to think or talk about. One of my responsibilities as spiritual leader is to craft statements about social issues. I'm supported by a committee called the Spiritually Motivated Social Engagement Committee. Together we make these statements in March about International Women's Day. We also made a statement of solidarity with Asian Pacific Islander communities, and then Earth Day, our holy home, and also in April, a statement reflecting on the Derek Chauvin verdict in the United States and all of the emotions and meaning that emerged, as well as the work that remains for us as a society to do. I mention this because oftentimes in our New Thought communities, people will ask the question, how much of this work, social, political work, ought we to be concerned with? Is it spiritual? Does social justice sync with New Thought? When we wrote our Earth Day statement, we quoted Wangari Maathai, a Kenyan social, environmental, and political activist, because it seems she faced the same question. What is spiritual and what is secular? And here is what she said. I never differentiated between activities that might be called spiritual and those that might be termed secular. I came to recognize that our efforts weren't only about planting trees, but were also about sowing seeds of a different sort. The ones necessary to give communities the self-confidence and self-knowledge to rediscover their authentic voice and speak out on behalf of their rights, human, environmental, civic, and political. In other words, for us in New Thought, we are sowing spiritual seeds in every area of our lives, no matter what they are, and that's why we say, it's all God. Then in week 4, the topic is Say Their Names. And it comes with this description. Many cultures honor their ancestors and those who have transitioned, like 9/11 in the United States, the AIDS quilt, Dia de los Muertos, biblical genealogies. Those are a few examples. They give us the opportunity to remember, reflect, and honor life, the divine, as it has shown itself as each person. And then it allows their story to live on in us. This week is also an opportunity for us to recognize and respectfully recognize the violence committed due to racism, sexism, homophobia, othering, xenophobia, etc. And then create the space in us for powerful healing to come through our consciousness into our collective societal experience. Now the month concludes with a call to action, to boldly live a new story for you, for me, for all. To take a look at our individual and collective stories about the past that we continue to tell and retell, and then to commit to changing the narrative. Boldly living a new story means we have to give up a lot of what we've been telling ourselves most of our lives. And if we do this, then who are we? If we give up all of our attachment, beliefs, and control of our stories, then who are we? How do we create something new? Maybe it's not about having a bold new account of life at all, but instead, maybe it's about remembering what is at the heart of science of mind. Remembering that life, the divine, that life in us knows how to live and to grow and to love. I leave you with this quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes in the book This Thing Called You. This is the story of your life. Just keep right on knocking at the doorway of your consciousness until every no becomes a yes, every negation an affirmation, and every fear a faith. My blessings to you.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 still frozen streams. Words like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday make his dream. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town. And we tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your heels to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle game. So the years spin by and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty, before the last revolving wheel is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle game. And go round and round and round in a circle game. Johnny Mitchell. Here's Reverend Carrie.
Thank you, Gilman. It's so great to have Gilman here live, isn't it? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh, boy. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you here, and those of you online, we welcome you as well. This morning, we're talking about the adventure called life. And boy, have we been on an adventure, haven't we? Oh my goodness. And as we go through this month, we're going to see that we are living in a holy uprising that is wholeness throughout us and throughout the world. CSL is a leading edge spiritual organization, and we teach the tools that not only change our lives, but it changes the lives of people around us. Because our consciousness raises to a point where others see us as an example, and they begin to follow that. Boy, I have so many examples of that in my memory bank. And there is newness unfolding for the world. There's newness in the way we do church anymore. And I'm sure that that's going to continue to evolve. There is newness in our Center for Spiritual Living right here in Redlands. This beautiful church is about to evolve into something even greater than it has ever been. Your board of trustees, every time they meet once a month, we do a visioning process. Now, many of you know about the visioning process and how it is that we catch the idea, the highest idea for our center. And we have this beautiful guided meditation that takes place to help us understand what it is that we must become in order to manifest that vision for this center. and what it is we need to release and what it is that we need to embrace. And that visioning process is allowing us to expand our consciousness into something greater than it has ever been. And it's so exciting to see that happening each and every day throughout my life, actually, and throughout this center. Now, this morning I want to share with you something that I sent out to all of our distribution list, just in case you've missed it or are not subscribed to our weekly e-news. Because my life has, it's making a left turn. Have you ever had that happen in your life? How you're going along pretty good and then something happens and then suddenly you're in a new direction? Well, when I came here, I knew that I was going to be here. I had it all planned. I was going to be here for several years. And then God laughed. And I caught the vision for my life. One day I vision regularly. And sometimes when we're doing visioning, nothing really comes through. We're in this meditative state and we don't see anything, we don't feel anything, and nothing comes through. It's sort of like you're on a need-to-know basis, and God will let you know when you need to know. Well, that's what happened to me just recently. I was sitting quietly, as I do often, just kind of in contemplation, and it was sort of like this large idea plopped down in front of me to explain to me that it was time for me to plan my retirement. Oh, I said, really? That's not what I had in mind. But that's what's happening. My life is changing so that, and there's something more. I don't know what it is, but my retirement will begin December 31st of this year. So I'm going to be here for a while. It's not like I'm leaving tomorrow. But the exciting thing is that we are going to begin visioning as a center for the new minister that will come in to lead this church into its next magnificence. That is really exciting because there's this newness coming about. And so we are putting together our search committee, and so if you would like to be a part of that search committee, please do let me know or let one of us know so that we can put you on our list so that you'll be able to attend the various things that'll need to be attended to. And this search committee will dissolve after the minister is hired. So it's not a lifetime commitment. It's a temporary thing. But we do need people to help us usher in this newness. And because of that, I want to thank everyone for their participation in our center and in all of the things that we do here. So okay, we're stepping into this newness, and it might be scary. Does it feel scary? Sort of, kind of, a little bit, maybe not. But every time we step into something new, there's a risk that we might have to take, just as Reverend Edward suggested. And sometimes we have to take a chance and just say yes and just follow the flow, because life is a continuous flow of moving from where we are into our next magnificence. And saying yes allows Spirit to really show up in our lives in an amazing way. The Centers for Spiritual Living has a global vision statement, and part of it reads like this: we see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. Unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We are always called to a higher place. We're called into that something more that is pulling on us. Now, the word adventure, this adventure called life, the word adventure sometimes is associated with taking a risk. And Ernest Holmes kind of talked about that in his radio show in the 1950s. And the radio show was called Self-Reliance and Your Adventure. And he said, God is our adventure. Spirit, the divine, is the adventure. And when we allow ourselves to take that journey with the divine, what we're doing is allowing ourselves to recognize that God isn't just out there, just not the being on a cloud with a book of rights and wrongs in his lap. It's not that. It's that God lives inside of us. God is who we are. Okay, so if God is who we are, and if God is who my neighbor is, if God is who anybody is, then there's only oneness. Just as Gilman sang about this morning, there's only one of us. There's not us and someone else. We are one with the divine, which is us, and with each other. And there's certainly sometimes some fear that happens when we are taking a new step in a different direction. But if we realize that there's only really one thing happening, Spirit is expressing itself all the time and bringing more into our experience, then we don't need to be afraid. You see, we are whole and we are holy. We are the divine. I'm going to invite you to just say this out loud. I am the divine.
I am the divine.
Yeah. Let's say it again. I am the divine.
I am the divine.
Yes. That's a phrase that you can use whenever you're moving from one place to another in life, or it is a phrase that you can use when your day is kind of going iffy and strange things are happening or just kind of grumpy. You can remember to place your hand over your heart. That in itself really brings out the endorphins so that you can feel better. And you can say, I am the divine. And if you do that, when you do that, what you'll find is that the divine in you begins to express more fluently. And you'll have a greater experience in life, and it'll be a lot more fun. So the thing is that we can say that adventure is, I don't know, ziplining in Costa Rica. That's an adventure I'd like to have, thank you. I'd probably scream the whole way, but why not? And my mother, when she was about to turn 90, she made an announcement at a family gathering that for her 90th birthday, she wanted to jump out of an airplane. She wanted to go skydiving with a person she was hooked to. And so I have never had the desire to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, but Mom was ready to do that. And my daughter and I looked at each other and we said, well, if she's doing it, we're doing it. Now, that didn't happen. She changed her mind. I think she caught my fear, I'm not sure. But she lived that way, always expressing more. We had a heck of a party for her 90th birthday, I'll tell you. But you see, that kind of adventure is the kind of thing that we get to have in this life. And it's that wonderful external, exciting adventure that comes, that is available to us each and every day. Wow. And there's another kind of adventure, which is the inner adventure. And this is finding God in us and in other people. Finding God in other people can sometimes be a challenge, don't you think? Sometimes people get on our last nerve, and it's kind of a challenge to say, I see the divine in you. Namaste, I bow to you. Ugh. Sometimes we just have to recognize that they are the divine, just like we are the divine. And that's, during all of the political unrest and all of the pandemic stuff and all of the things that happened in 2020, all of that really was a call for prayer and a call to each of us to know the truth that the divine is expressing all the time. It was really hard to see that sometimes, especially with our loved ones being sick and some people passing on. And it was really difficult to really move into that place where we can know that we're divine, just like someone else is divine, just like COVID is divine, just like anybody else is divine. There is an Ernest Holmes quote from his book, Living Without Fear. He says, there is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break down the barriers of previous limitations, and to ever widen our experience. This is what we are called to do. He says this persistent urge is a divine influence and an irresistible force, and it constitutes the greatest impulse in human experience. If we decide that we're going to say no to that expansion that is calling to us, then we're always going to be in our little safe place, and there's always going to be a tug on us to express more. It may subside for a while, but it may pop out from time to time. It's easier to say yes because God is insistent. The divine, the creator, is an insistent presence. And it is ready to be so much a part of your life that it wants to say yes to your magnificence. So we get to have this adventure by knowing that nothing is holding us back. And if something is, we can investigate that. What is it within me that's holding me back? What fear do I have that I need to uncover and release? What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of success? Am I afraid of failure? Am I afraid of doing something wrong? Appearing foolish or ridiculous? What we need to do is kind of reorient ourselves to our divine heritage and become aware of our desire, because our desire is that desire of the presence of God. And when you find yourself kind of closing in on yourself and saying, oh, I don't think so, I don't want to do that, you kind of constrict in. Open yourself up and say, yes, this is the adventure that we're here to live. There is an affirmation that I have for you today, and I want you to know that as we move into this coming adventure for this center, what I want all of us to realize is that this is a divine place. This is a place of healing. This is a place of education. It's a place of where people can come to feel the presence of the divine. And we want to continue that forward. So our spiritual practice for this week is to say yes, and then uncover any fear, let go of any resistance, and allow yourself to set off into your magnificent life. So our one-sentence affirmation today is this: with unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. I'm going to say part of it, and then you can repeat. With unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. One more time. With unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. And so it is. Amen.
Some people like to say hindsight is 20/20. I'm always happy to say 20/20 is hindsight. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars, climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. Forever young. Stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong, and may you stay forever young. Forever young. Forever young. May you stay forever your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. May you stay forever young. Forever young. Forever young. And may you stay. May you stay. Forever young. Forever young. Forever young. And may you stay. May you stay. Forever young. Bob Dylan here.
Thank you, Gilman. Okay, the announcements. We have an important announcement about a class that was to begin May 4th, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And the class is so new that the Center for Spiritual Living has not yet prepared all of the workbooks for it. So, because of the postponing of this class, we have a substituting class, which is, drum roll please, visioning. So I encourage, I've grown up in this teaching with visioning, and I encourage anyone and everyone, if you really want to find the essence of yourself and the teaching, is to take a class on visioning. Yes. It's amazing. Yes. You will find things about yourself that you haven't even thought of yet. Yep. And one of the things that I received from visioning was it helped cleanse the soul. Brings all that garbage out that we hide for years and years and years. And that's one of the good benefits. So, catching God's idea, the divine idea for your life. This is an 8-week course, which will begin May 4th at 6:30 p.m. In this class, you will learn about the stages of spiritual development, as well as the visioning process for your individual life, for the life of our center, and the larger community and organization and the world. The tuition is $200 and can be paid in 4 installments. And to register for this class, please contact or see Reverend Carrie. And for those who are not here, they can contact Reverend Carrie at revcarrie@cslredlands.org. But I do encourage anyone and everyone to adventure into this newness, to find more about yourself. Every Wednesday evening, Dr. Renee Hart facilitates a beautiful evening service on Facebook Live from 7 to 8 p.m. This weekly spiritual boost brings you a loving meditation followed by an inspirational message. So you can turn in on Facebook, and that's facebook.com/cslredlands.org each Wednesday at 7 p.m. And for those of you who are watching online, our sanctuary is now open on Sunday mornings so that you can enjoy Sunday service in person, and we have all the COVID safety precautions in place for you to feel safe. Of course, you can continue seeing our service on Zoom, Facebook Live, and YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to YouTube channel when you watch one of our services. And Sunday service is great online, but it's even better in person. With that, I want you to mark all your calendars for June 20th. That's a very important day. And why is that important? Is because that is the Sunday after the state of California announces that the state will fully be open. So with that, as you can see, our little drum set here, that we have decided to have our service with a full band. So Gilman is putting together a full band to celebrate this reopening for our state and for ourselves and our center. And the band will be here on the 20th. It will also be here on July 4th. So we can celebrate again. And I encourage you to invite your family and friends and anyone else that you know that was coming here in person, but to celebrate with all of us together, knowing that divine right action is here and everywhere in our state, in our nation, in our world as we move forward through this opportunity. I always like to look at things as opportunities. They may be a little difficult sometimes, but there is something there because I always believe in learning how to make lemonade out of lemons. And after service today, those attending on Zoom, stay right where you are, and you can join us in the sanctuary and gather around the camera to say hello and to visit with each other. So thank you for joining this morning, and I hope you have a beautiful day and a week, and knowing that God is everywhere. All we have to do is open our eyes and look. Thank you.
Okay. Excuse me, I want to piggyback on the announcement about the visioning class. We are really excited to be bringing that class, and we're going to have it on Zoom so you can take it from the comfort of your own home. And it's going to be an excellent class. I know that you'll get a lot out of it. So let me know that you're going to attend. All right, it's time for our offering, and there are offering envelopes on your chair if you'd like to use one. This is the time for us to open ourselves up to the law of circulation that says that when we give, we also receive. And this law always works. Whenever we give of ourself or our finances or a gift or clean out the closet, give that stuff away, the universe will say, here is it again, so that you can receive more. If you're watching us online, you can use the donate button that you'll find on Facebook and on our website. And you can also use Venmo. I like to do my tithing through Zelle. It's just a couple of clicks through my bank, and it goes right to this church. We also use PayPal, or you can even write a check and mail it to the center or bring it and put it in our secure mailbox. No matter how you give, no matter how much you give, there's no big or small in God, and we appreciate all of it. So we're going to take a moment to hold our offering or our hands over our hearts so that we can say with enthusiasm our offering affirmation this morning. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world. And it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Yes, indeed. All right. Thank you, Gilman. We've come to the time for, yes. Thank you for reminding me. We've come to the time in our service when we have a little special story that Phil is going to tell us, and he is also going to give as a part of that story. So come on up here, Phil.
It's going to fill us in.
Yes. Fill us in.
Well, forgive me for filling in that column.
That's not a microphone.
That's not a microphone?
No, that's a light. This is a
Turn on
light.
This is why I'm a techno-troglodyte.
That's your microphone and you're on.
That's a microphone?
Yes.
Wow, I've never seen a microphone like that before. Gilman, it's good to have you back live with us today. As Ronald Reagan said after he got shot in his first speech, it's good to be live anywhere here today. So, I have a bunch of props here. I'm going to give the
Now they're called
$6
drops.
first to Carrie. She can take it over to the Globe.
Do you want them on the other mic? Dave? Can we use
Do I need to talk louder?
No, use the mic that's over on the
Okay.
left side of the stage.
Very good, thank you. Well, some of you may know that I'm a writer for the Redlands Community News, Redlands, California. And I've also been a teacher. So class, does anybody resonate to the name Nellie Bly? Back there, I have an answer. Of course, you're a journalist, Joe, so you would know. Who was Nellie Bly? Quicker. I promised 2 minutes. Yes. She broke the glass ceiling in journalism for women back in 1887 and worked for Joseph Pulitzer and proposed a project where she would feign insanity to go into an insane asylum, which were what they were called then, and wrote a book called 10 Days in a Madhouse, which was a sensation. And I thought maybe I could do such a project for the Redlands Community News. When I looked at my beard and my hair, I said I could go undercover as a homeless person on the Alabama Street off-ramp. And I did it last Thursday with this sign. Now, you can see that I did a pretty good impression of one of those people you see off that on that off-ramp. In 1 hour and 15 minutes, I collected $6 from people, 2 people. Here's the 6th one. And got this bag of supplies, which I'm going to give to the center. It was stuff like, motel supplies, little bars of soap and shampoo. And that one really amazed me. She just handed this bag through a window. It also contained a pair of men's medium underwear, which I will not show to you because I'm keeping those, Ed. I can actually use them. But as you know, that $6 is half of minimum wage in California, just about. And many of our citizens are attempting to live on that wage. And this will be, I've already written it, will be published hopefully later this month, my hour and 15 minutes on the Alabama Street off-ramp. So I think that covers it. And I would like to once again express my extreme appreciation for the fact that this center has reached out to the homeless and has picked up the slack when basically no one else was. And I'm very proud of that fact, that I'm a member of a center that did that. And I'll make sure to get everybody a copy of the article when it comes out. Of course, you can see me online, Redlands Community News, Redlands, California. And just put my name in the search box and you can see more than you want to read. And I think that does it. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns about my experience? Thank you. Hey, there's the last dollar again.
Keeps flying around. Thank you very much, Phil. There. Wow. Yes, we do have some amazing people in our center who do a lot of work for our homeless population, and it is wonderful, that ministry that we do. And I know that as they help those people, they are seeing the divine within them. And that in itself will help them rise up to a different level. Now we're going to move into our closing healing prayer. On your chair, there is a prayer request form. So if you have a request that you would like our practitioner team to pray on for the week, please be sure to put it in the offering bowl and we will receive it and you'll be in prayer. So now it's time for us to move into our closing healing prayer. So I invite you to just come together with me in consciousness. If you feel like closing your eyes, you can do that. And so in this place, we simply know that the presence of the divine is not only within us, but it is throughout the universe. It is that presence and power that we can see and feel and touch. And it is that presence and power that is within the unseen. It is the perfection of life. It is love. It is wisdom. It is joy. It is all things. And we are created from that image and likeness. We are created from that life that is the divine. And as we are created in that image and likeness, we are also infilled with that light that is the perfection that is God. And I know that we are all united, all one in that knowing, in that unconditional love that is God. And so in this unity, I speak my word for each of us here in church this morning. And I speak my word for all of those who are not with us here at church or online. I simply know that each one of us is filled to overflowing with that divine idea that is waiting to present itself in such a beautiful and magnificent way that we know that we can say yes and feel confident in our movement forward to our greater magnificence. I know that each of us are blessed with perfect health, with divine abundance, overflowing prosperity. Money comes to us with ease and grace. That beautiful energy of God expresses itself through all things, and so we receive all manner of substance and supply in every moment of every day. We look for it, we see it, we bless it, and claim it for ourselves. And I speak my word for all of those who are perhaps ill this day, perhaps not feeling up to par, and we simply know that they are whole and they are holy, and therefore their low energy just might need a little boost. And so we just know the presence of God is within them and expressing as that divine energy and that infinite love and that perfect peace. I know this is true for anyone living with a disease. Out of ease, out of alignment, is now brought back into alignment, into ease, into grace, and the healing is already done. Because there's nothing to heal. There's only wholeness to reveal. And I speak my word this morning for anyone who might be without shelter, who feels a little uncomfortable in the world right now. And we simply know that they are guided toward their perfect shelter, toward their perfect safety. And I know that each person who might be without shelter is able to attract all of the abundance of the divine, all the substance, all the supply. It is all right here, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting for us, waiting for them to say, yes, yes, that's mine. Oh, and I speak my word this morning for this Center for Spiritual Living. I know that this center is a divine idea in the mind of God and has been for over 60 years, and it continues to grow and flourish for another 60, another 160, however long it is. I know that this church, this Center for Spiritual Living, is a place of healing, it's a place of joy, it's a place of relationships, love, light, education, and peace and harmony. And I know that no matter who steps into the leadership's position, there are so many positions of leadership throughout this center. And I know that no matter who steps into those positions, they are guided and directed by the divine idea, by that infinite presence that is the divine, that is leading this church forward into its greater magnificence. I'm so grateful to know that the words that I speak are already being acted upon by the creative force that is the law. And so I say yes, knowing that in my gratitude, the law is saying yes. And so I give thanks for all that is, for all that is yet to be. And I give thanks for the power and the presence of the divine that makes it so. And so we can anchor it in our hearts and in this center by saying together, and so it is. Amen. Namaste. Yeah. Woo.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me learn from all the ways I fail. Let me learn from all the ways I fail. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. And let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. And let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Woo!
Okay.